Hello, my name is Tommy Oaks, and I'm going to tell you a story. But not just any story. This story happened to me. And a little bird came and flew on my shoulder. I thought, I'm in a Disney movie. You will be amazed, astounded, shocked, inspired, entertained.
And it went through the x-ray, and when it came out on the other side of the x-ray machine, there was a spider sitting on top of it. As big as my fist. It was huge.
Somebody once said, once upon a time there was a person several stories tall. That's what we all are. And the Story Salad is a fun game that lets us hear and tell a lot of those stories.
But the alligator was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe at that wall. Mm-hmm. And the ball was maybe at this wall. And so I said, Paul, I'll get your ball for you.
The dictionary defines a salad as a dish of various mixtures of raw or cooked vegetables, usually seasoned with oil, vinegar, or other dressings. Well, you will certainly get a great mix of stories when you play the Story Salad.
And the alligator, no kidding, his mouth goes. So I think we'll leave that ball right there.
The Story Salad is a multiplayer game, and you'll be proud to bring it out at any party. We recommend playing the game with 2 to 10 players, but there's really no limit to the number of people who can play it.
And we get down there, and all of a sudden I hear one of the kids yell, "Bees!" And they run into a nest of yellow jackets. Ooh. And I heard bees, and I said, "What?" And about that time, one popped me right in the forehead, and I went, "Son of a..."
The rules are simple to learn and virtually impossible to forget.
Even I can play it, and I used to be a blonde.
A house. A house.
A house. Well, suppose you're stumped and you can't think of a story in the category that you picked. Well, just relax. No pressure, no pressure. Just pick another card and see if you can find something else. And suppose you're stumped again. Still no pressure. Keep relaxing. Just keep taking cards. And you take those cards or take a card until you find something that strikes a nerve, something you can tell a story about. This is not a competition. We just want to hear your stories.
Wrong place, wrong time. Well, let's see. Wrong place, wrong time. Well,
now after everybody picks a card, tells a story, we're done with round 1 and we can proceed to round 2. So how does round 2 go? Well, when everyone has had a chance to tell a story in round 1, you go back and revisit all those subject areas again, except this time anybody can tell a story about the particular subject.
Don't tell that story. I hate that story.
What's good?
I hate that story. I'm glad I wasn't there.
For example, suppose Susie had a Christmas and she told a Christmas story. Well, we go back and say, okay, anybody else have a story about Christmas? Can you see the potential how stories begin to pile up and you begin to get more and more stories? It just makes for a wonderful experience. You might ask yourself, well, when would I want to play the Story Salad? Well, just about any time you have 2 or 3 or more people together and you'd like to hear a great story. And who doesn't want to hear a great story? Listen, not only is the Story Salad fun, it's also a way of drawing closer to people. You're going to find out if you play the game with people and listen to their stories that your relationships with those people are going to deepen.
You'd asked me to look at her from head to toe just to see what was going on with her, so I was doing a physical examination on her, and she had this brown stuff coming down the corners of her mouth, and I was thinking, well, where did she get chocolate pudding? But then it dawned on me, and I said something to Roddy, and I said, how long has your grandmother been dipping snuff?
Well, if you've made it this far in the video, maybe you're wondering, how do I get my own copy of this great fun game?
First, you started seeing shirts and stuff go up in flames, and then a human body on fire went up in the air and landed. And I just went, oh my gosh. And so me and about 40 other people just started pushing, punching, knocking people out of the way and making a path, and the paramedics came in, and right in the middle it was some girl, and she was all burned and torched, and they put her on the stretcher and took her out. And it still, once they got her out, it just kept going, and the band never quit playing the whole time.
We started hearing things in the woods. We knew there were bears around there, and we were starving, and all we had was a Pop-Tart between us.
If the story salad is successful, we predict that the frequency and quality of storytelling all over the world will increase exponentially. And it can all start right around your dining room table.
And I still remember going in that cold room and opening her lingerie drawer, and it smelled like chocolate.
Just about anywhere you go, there's a story. Every day you get up, you make a story. Our life is a story, and our lives are full of stories. And that's what the story salad's about, remembering and having a good time, retelling some of those good moments you've had, and some of the not so good ones, some funny ones, some sad ones.
I remember I was in 8th grade. Melissa had Mr. Gaddis, and I was following in her footsteps. I had Mr. Gaddis for English, turned in my first paper. I felt pretty good about it, and I got it back, and there was a D on the top of the paper, and it said, "I expected more from Melissa's sister."
Oh.
And I broke down. I think I've only cried in class like 4 times my entire school career, and I cried that day, and I was ticked.
So join us in a story and help us produce the story salad. You're in for a lot of fun, and it's good for you too.